Hey, what's going on, guys? Retired and Happy here. Also, Mark Hills TV. And in this podcast, I want to talk to you guys because I'm getting several comments from a lot of you guys regarding issues where you need to read your award letters. If you've been awarded a claim, you're not sure what's all on your claim or sure what you have been awarded, it should be on your award letter. When you first get an award letter, most people just want to read that top line. They just want to see if they were approved, what the number was, and that's as far as they go. There's a lot of information in that award letter you need to read. You need to read those award letters completely all the way through. Don't take any shortcuts. Read that award letter completely. Make sure you understand what's in your award letter. If you have questions about certain things in your award letter, you need to call the 1-800 number, talk to them, and have them walk you through exactly what's in your award letter. When you don't do any of those things and you simply just excited, you got the money coming, you take the letter, you throw it to the side. And there's been situations here recently where I've reached out to people, people have reached out to me and they've been awarded an SMC, didn't even know it. 5 years later, they finally figured it out because they went back and read their award letter, right? Where they should have been getting housebound, or where they should have been getting aid in attendance. Never knew it. There's been situations where veterans have died. Family or the attorney went back, checked everything, and found where he was supposed to have been getting paid X amount of money that he never got. That probably could have helped him while he was alive. So it is very important, man, to read those award letters. They give you those letters for a reason. All that information in there is to help you. It is not just paperwork that they're giving you, right? The first page just gives you the information. As you read through and it gives your military history, when you flip over to the backside, there's more information there, especially if you were denied. They're going to tell you why you were denied. If you got a low rating, they're going to tell you why you got a low rating and what you need to do to get that rating increased. It's a roadmap, ladies and gentlemen, to help you. That award letter is super important, because not only does it tell you all those things I just mentioned, depends on where you are. If you end up being 100%, you can sign up for insurance, life insurance. You can get your 100% ID card. It tells you all the things that you're entitled to in that award letter. So if you don't know where your award letter is, because I see this question here from JM, if you lost your award letter, you can simply go down to Comp and Pen and get a new one. Or you can go to Release of Information. They should have it as well. So it's not that hard to get another one, but you definitely want to read over your award letter. The VA is not perfect. They make a ton of mistakes. What's up, Love and Freedom? They make a ton of mistakes, They're human beings, okay? And sometimes you got to read through it. Wait till after you get your money. Don't stop it if any money's coming. Wait till after you get your money. Then go point out things that they may have gotten wrong. But don't just get your award letter. Okay, I'm 100% and sit it to the side without reading the rest. Because for all you know, you were supposed to get SMCK or SMCL. You're only getting paid at the 100% rate. You don't know any better, because you didn't take the time to read your award letter. And it's not like the VA is going to say, yo, wait a minute, we were supposed to give him X, Y, and Z. No, they're not going to do that. That paper is there not only for you to read, but for you to re-examine everything that they did to make sure it was correct. So don't just grab that form and just, okay, I'm good, gotta go. No, that's not the way it works. Got my medical exam for SSDI this week. Good luck to you, Serge. Hopefully everything goes well. But they're going to check for everything that you put in for. whatever it may be, back, knees, foot, whatever, everything that you put in, they're going to check for that. Let's see. I knew I was 100% for my award letter, but I didn't know I was PNT with SMCS till 2 weeks later. Now, how did you find that out living in Mexico? Because again, you got to read those award letters, people. You got to read them. When the VA sends you letters in the mail, people, read them. Okay? Some of you guys get your letters when they're trying to give you some information and you simply throw it in the trash. You just simply throw it away. You have to read those letters you get from the VA. The reason why you want to read them, they're trying to tell you something. They're not sending you letters just to send you something in the mail. Just say, hey, we just want to say hi. No, they are trying to give you information about something. There's been plenty of people where they have sent information to where they were reducing their ratings. They didn't pay attention to the letter, threw it in the trash. Next thing you know, they went from 70 to 40, from 70 to 30. Now they want to raise all kind of hell saying they didn't know anything about it when the VA has sent them numerous letters. Same thing happens with Social Security. Social Security sends out letters, people ignore them. They throw them in the trash. I'll worry about this later. Still sitting on the refrigerator, still sitting on the counter, still sitting in the bedroom. Nobody says anything. Next thing you know, your benefits have been cut off. You don't know why. Now you're upset. You're mad at the government. It wasn't the government. It was you. They sent you the information. All you had to do was read. Too many times, you guys don't take the time to do what you're supposed to do until after it happens. Then you get upset. Then you blame everybody except the person in the mirror. Now, I'm bringing this up because I've answered 4 questions today regarding this same very issue. One person had a letter sent to them. They never opened it. They found out later on they were being reduced in their rating. Now they want to know what can they do. Well, they would have opened that letter up. They could have filed an appeal. Now that it's already done, you can still file an appeal, but you could have stopped that reduction before it happened. This is why it's important, people, to read your mail, read what's going on. Don't just look at it. I'll worry about it later. It may cost you. Let's see. I have my review letter, but I can't find the original. Okay. Like I said, you can go down to Comp and Pen and get you a copy of the original. They'll print you out the entire form, hand it right to you the way they originally sent it out to you. What's up, James? How you doing tonight? Let's see. I just approved my VA benefits after 15 years of being discharged and after 4 appeals. So never give up. And after a 3-year. Congratulations on that. I'm glad you finally, after 15 years and 4 appeals, got what was owed to you. Congratulations. What's going on, Gary? Did a CMP exam today to increase my PTSD from 50 to 70%. Good luck on that. And also filed for TDIU to get paid at 100% and been done fighting the VA. You'll be done fighting the VA. Okay. I hear you, Gary. There's a lot of us that feel that way, man. It is a battle with the Department of Veterans Affairs. It is a battle with Social Security. Just so you know, people who are just stepping into this world of VA and Social Security, you must understand. Sometimes it'll go your way. Sometimes you can get very lucky and it goes your way. But that's not for everybody. Sometimes you have to fight and continue to fight, continue to file, continue to fight. That's how it goes, man. They want to see consistency. They want to see how serious you are that you really have these issues. And some of us are going to go that extra mile to get it. How fast is your SSDI exam after application? That's going to vary state to state. You know, depends on how busy they are in that state, how big the state is you're in. You know, the time's going to be different from someone who's in California versus someone who's in Alabama. You know, much bigger state, much smaller state. So there's a lot of different factors that go into that. What is your rating? What is your VA rating? You're 100% with the VA, you get moved up. If you're not 100% with the VA, don't know. So there's a lot of different factors that go into that. Mr. Miles, how you doing today? I read into it more and I saw it was housebound and I looked it up and it led from there. Okay. Okay. See what I'm saying? Now, did they pay you for housebound at the beginning, or is this something you had to bring up to them and say, hey, you guys were supposed to pay me for housebound? I'm telling you all, this happens all the time where veterans have been awarded a benefit they didn't know. The VA is not going to go back and go through it and tell them. It's up to you. That's why you get that award letter. When you get that letter, you read through it. I'm entitled to this, and this. But if you don't read it, you'll never know. The original letter can be downloaded via the VA, the website. I can't even read. I got to get some damn glasses. Okay, so you say you can download it from the VA's website. I've never even attempted that. Anytime somebody's asked me for that, I just tell them go to Common Pen and they'll get you the original. But maybe they're doing it all digital now. You know what? I may try to do that myself just to check on it, but I know you can get it from the Common Pen office. Or if you're working with a VSO, I mean, not a VSO, if you're working with a service organization, they can get it as well. So if you got DAV, which is closer, then maybe Common Pen for those of you who live further out from the city, or you got American Legion or some of those, you can get them to print it out for you as well. Hi, everyone. I was about to ask you about traveling advice when I realized I'm on Markel's TV. This is all good. What's your question about travel? Go ahead and ask your question. We on here now. What's your question? I'm 100% P&T. Okay. So with being 100% P&T, they're going to move you to the front of the line or move you up. Okay. You're going to be behind people who are in dire need, people who have cancer, people who are homeless. They're going to be ahead of you, but you're going to get moved up. And again, it's going to depend on what state you're in, how busy they are, right? If you're in a large state, New York, Texas, California, you might be a minute. If you're in a smaller state, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, somewhere like that, yeah, you should move through pretty quickly. I read my award letter after a year, realizing the reason I didn't get a higher rating was because my tension headaches only occur once a month. No, I'm 100%. Only occur once a month. Okay. And like I said, dude, I guess you're saying no, I'm not 100%, or no, I'm 100. I guess you say you're 100%. Okay. But those award letters, bro, give you a roadmap as to why your rating is the way it is. I'm being 100 on this. Social Security, when they send you out that letter, whether it's a denial or an approval, they tell you why you were denied. And then you work from there. That's what your attorney uses on the appeal. It works the same way, man, with almost everything you're doing with the government. You guys in the military, bro, when you do something wrong, they tell your ass what you did wrong. They constantly write stuff down and tell you what you did wrong. That's the way the government works. They're going to give you the roadmap, man, on what you need to do to correct it. E-benefits, you can download it in 5 minutes. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jackson. Appreciate that. Let's see. I read that the VA is now using third-party doctors outside the VA to conduct the C&P exam in order to expedite the process. Yes, they have been doing that for a while. That's not new. They've been doing that for a while. They will send you to these outsourced C&P exams because they're trying to speed up the process for all these different veterans who are out, who are now wanting to file claims because they are backed up. They're still way backed up. They're still backed up on processing claims. They're still backed up on appeals. But yes, this is something they have been doing for a while. That is not new. Sorry to hear about your health problems, Markel. I respect all you guys for your sacrifices you made. I honestly don't think vets get enough respect, unfortunately. That is very true. We do not. Yes, you can get it off your e-benefits account. Okay, there you go. Man, you know what? I don't even go on e-benefits. I don't even go on there. The only time I go on e-benefits is when somebody wants to see like my award letter or like with this situation with HCA, they wanted me to download eBenefits just to see my award letter or to see something else they wanted out there. I forgot what else they wanted to see. Oh, they was trying to see if they could use or if I could use my home certificate here. I was like, hell no, I can't use that here. But that they were curious to know because they saw it when I pulled up my eBenefits. But yeah, I really don't go on that at all, dude. I really don't have a use for it. Can that award letter be found? Yes. They all said you can go on and get it in 5 minutes, but you need to read through it. I don't care if you're 100%. I don't care what all you got. Read through it because you don't know what they may have missed. You know, you could be 100% for 10 years and they're supposed to have been paying you for housebound for the last 10 years. That's money they owe you. You need to go get your money. If so, what section? Because I can't find it. Okay, for those of you that know on eBenefits, please guide Mr. JM to how he can get his award letter. What's up, man? How you doing? Things are going great. I have no complaint. Listening to this man about VA benefits. Listen to this man. Man, you know what? I try to help as many people as I can, and I'm glad there's people in here that know where you can also go and get it on your own without having to go to the company pen, where you can just go to the VA's website, go to eBenefits or the VA website, as someone pointed out here, and download it in 5 minutes. I honestly don't even go on eBenefits, so I wouldn't know where to look for it on eBenefits. Let's see. I was doing some research on your kind of advice. I think Pantini, Santo Domingo is a good area to visit. It's all very close to the malls. Yes. In Pantini, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, depending on the apartment you move into, you can either be between Blue Mall and what's the other mall called? There's Blue Mall. But they're right next door to each other. They're not even, you can walk from one right to the other right there in Pantini. In Pantini, you're not going to have issues like you hear some people have issues with the police. They're not going to bother you over there. You're not going to have a lot of the problems that other people you hear about walking the street and having issues. When you're in Pantini, Santo Domingo Estates, Bay Vista, no. That does not happen over in that area. They're not going to bother you. Okay, you guys talking to each other. Let's see. I recently was awarded 100% by your expertise, but not PNT. How can I go about getting that status? I was PNT for 90%, but after a recent bad CNP shown improvement, they took that permanent status away. Okay, Demetrius. I'm sorry. I'm sure. Am I saying your name right? No, I'm just saying Mr. Murray. Here's what you need to do. How long have you had your 100% rating? Because you need to show consistency, especially since they said you've shown improvement with whatever it is you got your rating for. So you were at 90% with TDIU to get PNT. And now that you own the number 100%, they took the PNT away. Okay. So now they're looking for consistency. So you want to keep whatever you have, that rating that's at 100% now for a minimum of 5 years. After 5 years, you want to go ahead and apply for PNT status because you've had 5 straight years of consistency where it has not improved. Now, I don't know how long any of this is going on that you have right now, if this is something that recently happened, but you need to show a level of consistency in order to get that PNT status back. T-Mix, no problem, man. Have a great night. I'm guessing you said, how does your family feel about you traveling abroad? Do they show support? Yes. Yeah. My family's cool. I don't have like somebody that's always trying to be the negative, you're going to get kidnapped, this, that, and the other is going to happen. But I've been doing it for a long time. I've been out of the States over 11 years, just going in and out, a month here, a week there. But they're accustomed to me being out of the country now. So whatever somebody asks about me, oh, well, he's overseas somewhere. That's normally what they say. But no, the kids are cool. The primary family's cool. And some of the distant relatives that I still communicate with, everybody's cool. They show a lot of support. They watch the channel. They see what I do on Facebook as well as Instagram. So yeah, I don't have an issue with the family. Let's see. My PTSD and CNP exam today was done by my VA doctor at the Phoenix VA through the video app. Okay. How do you feel that it went, Gary? Do you think they got everything they were looking for? Because they try to give you some questions sometimes to trip you up, to see if what the doctor is putting out is legit. So I'm curious to know, after people get exams, how do they feel the exam went? Do they feel like the doctor tried to trip them up with questions, like, to try to put them in a space where, okay, if I say this should be your response. This is what you've been telling the doctors the entire time. But, it's different for different people. Let's see. I've never heard of 100% PNT being reduced. Oh, yes. Okay. Now, I've mentioned this before. When you get out, let's just say you got out 6 months ago, and let's say that you got 100% PNT your first go round, right? Well, that status legally isn't permanent until after you had it for 5 years. Until after you had it for 5 years, then you can just kick back and say, all right, well, screw it. I ain't nothing else going to happen to me after this point. But until that 5-year period, they're going to do a review of your file. They're going to do what's basically a quality check on your file. And say someone made a mistake giving you that rating. Say that one of the ratings you got should have been 50% instead of 70%. That would take away that 100%. Because there's mistakes that make all the time. They make mistakes all the time, bro. People have gotten 100% PNT off of mistakes. And when they catch the mistake, they take it back. So it has happened many times. And it has happened in reverse, where people should have been 100% and they've only gotten 40% or 50%. The VA is human, man. These are human beings making these decisions, and they make mistakes. So that's why they have these reviews. That's why they have these checks, because they're supposed to go back and catch these things before they become permanent. But if you're in a situation where they give you 100% PNT and it was a mistake and you've had it after 5 years, ain't nothing they can do about it. Nothing. Unless you file a claim, there ain't nothing they can do about it. Nothing. If you're not PNT, make sure you keep going to get your appointments. Go at least once a month. Yeah, like I said, you want to show a level of consistency. The same with Social Security. When you get Social Security, the worst thing you can do after receiving Social Security is stop going to the doctor. Is stop doing what you were doing before you got Social Security. That's the worst thing you can do. Why? Because think about it, if you're a person working at the Social Security Department and I see you going to the doctor 2-3 times a week before you got awarded Social Security. After you get awarded Social Security, you don't go to the doctor for once every 2 months or once every 3 months. What does that tell you? Logically, what does that tell you about that person's disability? You understand what I'm saying? The VA looks at it the same way. If you are consistently having an issue and you keep up, consistently go like you're supposed to go, then they know you're serious. But if before you got that rating, you went every week to every peer group meeting, to every council, to every thing that they offered you, you went. After you got your money, they never heard from you again. You don't take your medications. You don't go to My Healthy Vet to do your refills. You don't do nothing. What does that tell you? So I'm just saying, man, you got to be consistent with these services. Not telling you all to lie, not telling you to make up something, not telling you to pull a scam. I'm just telling you what people look for: consistency. And if you're not consistent with what you're claiming after you get the money, well, what conclusion will people come up with? with Social Security, the main reason a lot of these people lose their Social Security is because they don't continue to go to the doctors or get the medication at the same level they did before they got approved. If you're truly disabled, you're going to continue to do what you were doing before you got the money. It's going to continue. Think about all of us out there right now who've had our issues now for what? 10 years, 11, 12 years. What are you doing different that you weren't doing before? I see the damn physical therapy every week. I see a psychiatrist every week. I see a doctor every week. Before I got my 100%, before I got anything with Social Security, anybody, what was I doing? Seeing a psychiatrist every week, seeing a doctor every week, seeing physical therapy every week. My shit has continued throughout. Consistency. That's what I'm saying. Doc, you look fresh, sis. We had that 4.5 hours and something round robin this morning. What's up, Mr. Miles? Oh, you changed your picture? You got your military picture up there. Okay, I see you, Mr. Miles. I appreciate it. But yeah, man, I don't sleep much. I tell you guys that all the time. I do not sleep much, man. I'm not lying when I tell y'all that. And they know it too. They'll be on with me and I'll be looking crazy as hell in the morning. But like, nope, I've been asleep. You know, I may get 5 minutes, 20 minutes here, but that's about it. Let's see. It only took about 17 minutes. I think it went well. Okay. Yeah. If you don't think, they ask you any questions to try to trip you up, because you gotta pay attention, especially if it's psych. They're always looking to throw a curveball in there to see how you handle it, to see if it's going to be something similar to what you already told your doctor. So you got to be careful with that when dealing with PTSD and psych. Plus, it's probably full of scammers. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Demetrius is good. Okay. I was 90% with DEA benefits. Disability was for 2 weeks ago. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Because you were 90%, right? You had DEA benefits. 30%. You just made 100% 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Now you want to go back. Here's what I'll tell you, bro. Get your award letter, because your award letter is going to explain this. Your award letter should tell you, but you did say that you showed improvement. The fact that you showed improvement, and let me start over with this. Demetrius. Let me start over. Did you put in a claim, or did you already have something deferred before they gave you 100%? See, here's the thing. When you were 90% with PNT status, did you put in a claim asking for something else? Or did you already have something deferred? The reason why I asked that is because if you put in a claim saying, okay, I want an increase from my back, just using that for an example, and they went and looked at your file, and someone in your file, some doctor that you saw, yeah, this disability has improved, but all your other disabilities are pretty much stat, okay? Meaning you had them for 5 years or longer. Once they put that in, that they showed improvement, then yes, whatever that was that showed improvement, they're going to take that away. And since you haven't had it, you've had it over 5 years, you may want to go talk to somebody in Comp and Pen, or you may want to talk to a service, one of those service agents. God damn it. I just said it a little while ago, like DAV, American Legion, because they're not supposed to take that away after 5 years. You may want to go back and talk to somebody. Start with Comp and Pen first. Read your award letter. Make sure you've had those disabilities over 5 years. That's the number one thing. Make sure you've had it over 5 years. Be sure of that. Next thing you want to do is read your award letter. Go down to Comp and Pen and point this out. All right? Point these things out. Like, hey, I've had these disabilities over 5 years. Now, when it comes to improvement, how many times did they say you showed improvement? If they only said it one time, they can't use that against you. But if they said it like repeatedly throughout your medical records within that 5-year period, then that's kind of different. If you went and just say in 2 years and they said, okay, you're showing marked improvement on disability 2 years in, 3 years later, a year later, they say it again. Another year, they say it again. Well, now they got consistency showing that this disability was improving. But if that's not the case and they only said it one time, you need to go down to Comp and Pen and talk to somebody and point to them, hey, I've had this over 5 years. I've been PNT for over 5 years. This shouldn't have been changed. I should be able to keep my PNT status. Let's see. Someone that is less than 100% rating cannot get PNT, right? Yes, no. If you are not 100% on the number, or you are not TDIU, meaning total disability due to individual unemployability, then no. You can't be 60% PNT without TDIU or 90% without TDIU. So if you're just 40%, then you're just 40%. You just 90%, you're just 90. Because without TDIU, no, you're not PNT. Never stop going to the doctor. I hear you on that. But look, especially when you're dealing with Social Security. I'm talking to you people, especially on Social Security. VA, once you had your disability for a while and they know it ain't never going to change, I ain't telling y'all what to do, especially those of you with PNT status after 5 years. I ain't telling y'all what to do. But VA knows your shit ain't never getting no better. But Social Security, these are people that I'm talking to, because if you under the age of 63 and take somebody like me who's 48, I've already had 2 continuing disability reviews. 2. Okay. I still got another damn near 20 years ago. And I'm probably going to get 3 more in that time frame. But in the meanwhile, what am I doing? The same things I was doing before I got awarded Social Security. Going to see my psychiatrist, seeing my doctor, going to physical therapy. This, I'm telling you, man, I'm trying to preach this. This is where a lot of people lose their benefits. They get awarded that money and they never go back to the doctor again. My dad is PNT, never stepped foot in a VA since he got rated. How old is your dad? Because, at a certain age, man, because look, we talking about a couple different things. If your dad is like in his 60s or going on in his 70s, they ain't fucking with that man. I'm just keeping 100. They're not going to fuck with him. They're not. They'll ask him if he want medication or something like that, but they're not going to fuck with him. Once you hit 55 with the VA, they ain't really going to fuck with you. You got to do something really stupid, or you did something for them to fuck with you after you hit 55. I'm just keeping it 100. When you hit the 55 with the VA, you got to do something stupid for them to mess with you. You really do. Which was a long time ago. But hey, let's see. I just received my back pay and money for TDIU for 100%. Can I start using my benefits if I haven't received an award letter and e-benefits showing 70%? You can go down to Comp and Pen, because where you see it at on e-benefits, or did you get a letter from like one of the service organizations telling you that? Because if the award letter hasn't been generated yet, that might be a little tough. But if it has, if you know from e-benefits you've been awarded, you can go down to Comp and Pen and they can give you the form where you can go get your ID card for being 100%. What's up, Howard? How you doing? Let's see. I won my SSDI first time without a lawyer. I'm heading towards my CDR. How does CDR works? Okay, continuing disability review. Basically, what they had me do was I had to come into the office. Well, I've never done it yet since I've been in Colombia. But in the DR, I had to do it in the DR. But I'm going to explain how I did it in the States. So in the state of Arizona, I had to go into the office and I had to fill out a form for release of information again for my medical records so they can go see all of my medical records for the last 5 years, right? That I have been seeing a doctor, seeing a psychiatrist, and whatever medication I was getting. That's the first step. Then I had to fill out this form. They mailed this form was like 2 pages. You got to fill that out, right? And then you put in whatever other information that has changed with your disability, or if it's gotten worse. And then they start asking you questions like, have you attempted to work? If you have attempted to work, where did you work? How long did you work? How much did you make? Things like that. Once you get all that done, right, they're going to do their review. When they do their review, you're going to get a letter that's saying either your disability is going to continue, or they say, well, we think that you're able to work. And then they're going to want to cut your benefits off. If they send you a letter saying that they're going to discontinue your benefits, your options, you have 2 options at that point. You can appeal it, right? And when you appeal it, you can stop them from cutting your benefits off while they're doing the appeal. But you must understand, if you lose your appeal, that's money you're going to owe them. Okay? I'm going to repeat that because you got 2 options. If they send you a letter saying they're going to discontinue it, your first option is just to let them discontinue it and move on, go get your job. Your second option is to appeal it. And while you are appealing it, you are responsible for that money that you're getting paid every month because they're going to continue it. So if you do not win your appeal, you're going to owe them that money. Now, when it comes to a lawyer, because this is going to be the second part of this, somebody going to ask, okay, well, will my disability lawyer I had before help me with the appeal? Yes, but it's not going to work the same way that it did before. When you first hired that lawyer, right, all these Social Security lawyers know that they're going to get paid $5,000 to $6,000 when you get paid. It's different on an appeal. On an appeal, there is no like 6 months waiting of back pay or a year waiting of back pay or however long it took you to get your Social Security. When you go on an appeal, you're still collecting. So when you go to hire that lawyer, your lawyer is going to want a retainer. They may want $1,000, they may want $2,000 to take the case. So this is why you need to understand the differences when you're dealing with CDRs versus when you initially file that claim. It's totally different. But the key, I'm trying to emphasize this with Social Security, you got to continue to do what you were doing before you got awarded that money. Great information on 100% PNT. Can you talk about 100% PNT 5-year versus age 55 and up? So I have a video, Mike, I can refer you to, which is the rules video. I already did a video on that because that's quite a bit to go through. But I got a video that's called the rules video, and it talks about the 5-year, 10-year, 20-year, 100% rule. The biggest thing I can tell you about age 55 and up, and you can go and look at any VA information that's out there. Once you hit 55 with the VA, okay, they're not going to bother you. They're really not. You got to do something or had something done in order for them to do something to you. And once you hit 55 and above, and I'm being 100 with you on this, you got to do something. Seriously. Go to jail, punch somebody in the face, something. You got to do something for them to mess with you after you hit 55 years old. Mix Max shoes in the house. I still may try that on Friday when I go to physical therapy. Let's see. Is each disability time period different? For example, disability from 2013 and other one from 2019. Yes, I did a video on this as well. I'll refer you to that video, but I'll just say this. If you got a disability in 2010, right, and that was your first disability, the clock started in 2010. If you get later on, 3 years later, let's say in 2013, you got 2 more disabilities. Do they start in 2010 or 2013? The clock starts on those in 2013. When you become 100%, and let's just say you had 7 disabilities prior to you becoming 100%, when does that clock start? On your first disability or when you were awarded 100%? It starts when you were awarded 100%. A lot of people get confused with that, but it goes by the date of your disability, the date of your award. So if you were awarded 100% in 2010, you don't get that 20-year protection until 2030. Understand? Hopefully that's clear for everybody. You laughing, Mr. Collins. Best advice, always stay consistent. Man, I'm telling y'all, consistency is the key to all these different government programs, government consistency. Went in for an increase. Okay, so you filed a claim, and let's see, and that was bad since I had it for 17 years. Okay, so I knew it had to be something to trigger them to go in because you filed a claim. Okay, like I said, bro, I want you to be sure though you've had your 90% P&T after 5 years. Because if you didn't have it after 5 years, what I'm telling you, it ain't gonna do you no good. But as long as you've had it after 5 years, you can go in and you can talk to someone, a VSO, at Comp and Pen. The other key to that part though is, have they been consistently writing prior to you filing that claim that you've been showing marked improvement? Now, how can you find that? You got to go to release of information, or either when you go to Comp and Pen, get a copy of your C file, your compensation file. That's going to have all your information in there, all your medical records, everything that they did with you from the time you walk through the VA door to where you are when you fill that form out. You're going to get everything. Those are things you need to know. Okay, because you want to know before you go in there and raise any kind of hell or be upset. Was this continuously going on and I just didn't know about it? Because your doctors don't always tell you guys what's going on with you. They don't want to give you information that's going to upset you, right? They'll just write it in your medical file. So this vet is getting better with their PTSD, or this vet is getting better with his back, consistently getting better. Every time you come, they mark that you can bend down farther and farther than you could before. So those are things you want to know. It never got reduced percentage-wise. Right. But what were they saying consistently about whatever it was that caused you to be reduced? You understand what I'm saying? You need to see what your doctor was saying about you when you were going in, getting this treated. I mean, because at some point, they didn't just say it one time for them to take it away. They've had to say it multiple times to show a consistent pattern of whatever it was getting better. My 3 disabilities are stat. Okay. He's 50. Wow. And where state are you in? Where are you guys located? And he's never walked in the VA, never done nothing. What is his he's 100% for what? Like, cause if, okay, let me put it to y'all another way. If a veteran goes to the VA, they have no legs, they're in a wheelchair. What is the likelihood the VA is gonna do anything to them, even if they never step foot in the VA or never roll in the VA? Not likely. If a veteran is 100% P&T for PTSD, right? They got a caregiver. They never go to the VA. What is the likelihood the VA is going to say anything to them? They're not. If a veteran has Parkinson's, if a veteran has cancer, heart disease, a stroke, you got to understand, man, every situation is not the same. Somebody who has Parkinson is not going to be looked at the same way as somebody who has bilateral knees and a back, and they gave him 100%. You understand what I'm saying? You can't look at every situation and go, well, he got that, but he didn't get that. How come they took his, but they didn't take his? Because everybody's disabilities are not the same. Everybody's situations are not the same. I have no idea what your dad got 100% for. He could have got it for a plethora of things, but you got to give what you're saying context. Because if I got a bad wrist and a bad shoulder and a bad back and I got 100%, but my uncle goes in there because he's got Parkinson, do you think they give a shit if he never walks in there? Because his Parkinson ain't never going away. I can get shoulder surgery. I can get surgery on my wrist. I can have some kind of surgery on my back. That would change my outcome. So don't try to look at every situation the exact same, because without knowing exactly what someone's disability is, what they're in there for, what caused it, you just spitting in the dark at that point. What's up, man? How you doing? E-Benefits is showing 100% granted and closed, but rating is still showing 70%. Yeah, you may want to wait on that award letter, bro. Wait to get that award letter. But you can go down and try at Compton Pen. They may be able to see the same things. They should be able to see the same things you see on E-Benefits, okay? And whatever you're trying to get, like if you're trying to get your ID card, they should be able to see that. Matter of fact, they should be able to print out your award letter. The only reason they wouldn't do that is because they're waiting on something else. Because if it's final there, that means that everything is ready to go and they're getting ready to send you out your award letter. And when you get your award letter, be sure you read it completely. Let's see, on SSDI, I got a letter today suggesting go back to work. Is this a trap? Suggesting that you go back to work? Have you been working before? Did you like attempt to go to work? I mean, had you worked? Because you can do the trial work program and they don't really count that against you. If you went and you tried to work and you couldn't, you made an attempt. There's nothing wrong with making an attempt. But if you like worked consistently for like, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months, and let's just say you worked enough to stay under the threshold, you know, they'll look at that sometimes and go, well, if you can work 29 hours, what's stopping you from working 40 hours, so on and so forth. So yeah, I don't know about it being a trap, but I would call and I would talk to them like, okay, what was the purpose of this letter? And also like, what is your disability? Don't know what your disability is either, bro. But I've never gotten a letter from Social Security suggesting that I go back to work. That's a new one. I've never had that, but I've never attempted to work as well. So I don't know if you tried to work or did any attempts or any of those things, but that is weird. I've never personally, and I've had Social Security now for almost 11 years. And I've never got a letter suggesting that I go back to work. I've never heard that one. Has anybody else ever gotten a letter from Social Security suggesting that they go back to work? Let's see. You would make a good lawyer or union rep. Thanks, Bill. Let's see. A buddy of mine got his disability decreased during a review because he got a job as a construction worker. Right. Now, what was his disability? Right? Because if you're going to go, I mean, this is kind of like common sense, though. If I'm telling them I got a bad back, right, but I just got a job working construction, my back ain't that bad. I got a bad knee, but I'm gonna get on my knees all day as a plumber and work. It ain't that bad if I can work. What's up, Mr. Thompson? How you doing? No attempts to work. Yeah, you may want to contact them, bro, because I've never gotten a letter talking about returning to work. I've never gotten that. How long have you had Social Security, if you don't mind me asking? Curfew getting tightened here. Yeah. I put I'm on the embassy's website and for the DR. So every time there's a new curfew or new restriction, I'll get an email and I'll put it in the community page on Facebook, living in Santo Domingo. So yeah, I saw that. I posted it today. I don't know if the numbers are starting to get worse in the DR, but yeah, I saw that earlier today, LJ. They'll stop trying to put Markel with them lying folks. Let's see. I got them saying back to work ticket program if you want to go to work. Yeah. That might just be what that is. That may just be a letter saying that you can go attempt to work, not necessarily that you have to work, but it may be a letter saying that if you would like to try to go back to work, like the work ticket program that he's mentioning, then you can make an attempt. There's people who make an attempt every year to go back to work, right? Because you're going to make more money working than you will ever receiving Social Security. Just a fact. And you can make an attempt to go back to work, bro. That's not going to count against you if that's what you want to do. Okay. You can make the attempt. You can go out and give it an honest try. And if your disability is not allowing you to do it, you just physically can't do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. They don't hold that against you. Back issues. I told him not to. Yeah, that's all, bro. But I guess he weighed his options. If I stay with this disability, I'm only gonna get this. If I get this job, I can make this. So, hey, yeah, I got one too. Okay, so you got one too. Okay, that's probably what it is, man. It's just the trial work thing. They want to see if you want to attempt to go back to work. 1.5 years. Yeah. So you haven't even had a review yet. That's probably something where they sending out letters trying to see if you want to try to go back to work, bro. I don't think it's a trap because you haven't even had it that long. Now, had you said they sent you a CDR already after 1.5 years, I'd be like, yeah, dog, they think you can go back to work real soon. With those CDRs, if they don't send you a CDR, but once like every 5 to 7 years, they know your ass ain't never getting better. But if they send you a CDR within the first year or two, or in that third year, they don't think your ass is that disabled. Just keeping it 100. My Army buddy did that. My Army buddy that made close to $65,000 in 6 months received a similar letter, caught working undercover. Yep. People, man, I don't understand for the life of me why people try to scam the system. You're already getting this money. If you don't want this money, or if it's not enough money, give it back and go get a job. But why in the world would you put yourself in a situation where you're going to try to keep the money and cheat? Because if you get caught, guess what? You ain't getting nothing now. And now you owe them money. I just don't understand people's logic behind it. But people are always going to try to cheat. Can Voc Rehab help with a TDIU claim? The only thing I've ever known Voc Rehab to do as far as help with a TDIU claim is Voc Rehab determines that you are not employable. That letter from Voc Rehab goes a long way. If you go to a Voc Rehab counselor, go to the program, sign up, and they determine they can't help you because you're unable to work, that letter goes a long way to help you get your TDIU. Hopefully that helps you out. I'm leaning toward retiring in Santiago, DR. Do you have any insight on that particular city? I know you mostly lived in Santo Domingo. No problem, man. Santiago, no, sir. I've only visited Santiago a few times. Don't really know anything about any of the services in Santiago. Only services I'm really aware of is the services I went to in Santo Domingo. So I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. Veterans, please listen at Markel and what your VA doctors and nurses put in their notes when you have your VA appointments. I'm telling you guys, man, they don't always tell us what they're putting in because they don't want to upset us. Who wants to hear, well, I think you're getting better, so you can flip out in the damn doctor's office? They're not going to do that. They're going to wait till you leave, and then they're going to write in their notes, this veteran is getting better, yada, 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 so on and so forth. But they're never going to give you bad news on purpose, not when you go in there for a visit. Now, if you in the hospital, they may have to tell you some bad shit, but when you go in there for a visit, they're never going to tell you everything. That's why you have to go to release of information. If you're curious to know what your doctor is saying about you, at every VA hospital, they got a release of information. Wait 2 or 3 weeks after your exam, go down to release of information and get a copy of what your doctor said. That way you know what they're saying about you instead of you guessing. You know exactly what they're saying. Any website you can recommend for good investment groups that pay monthly income? Woo! No. No, not at the moment. No. No. Um, no. No. I don't. If anybody can recommend Biff to a good investment group, please leave some information below. Instead of suggesting that I get a work ticket, can I start a business as opposed to attempting to work? I mean, you can. You can start a business, okay? And you can try to get that business up and running. But once you start, because the rules are a little different for a business than it is people who work. I would advise you to go to the Social Security's website and look up information on starting your own business or running your own business while on SSDI. The rules are a little bit different, but you can definitely attempt it. What I would always tell people to do when you're getting ready to do something like this, bro, call Social Security, because they're going to tell you everything. Social Security is totally different than the VA. Where the VA doesn't like to give out information, Social Security going to tell your ass everything. They don't leave out nothing. Nothing. If you got a question about something, you got a question with Social Security, they're going to tell you straight up. That's the one thing I like about Social Security. That's totally different from the VA. They give you answers. Where a VA is going to be, anonymous, they're going to keep their anonymity. They're not going to tell you anything. Well, Social Security will. So tomorrow morning, if I'm you, I'm going to call that 800 number for Social Security, get to a level 2 person, and let them know, hey, this is what I'm attempting to do. What are the rules for me doing this? And so they can explain the rules to you, because they are not the same when it comes to someone working versus someone owning a business. That's totally different. You're always on point with the VA stuff, bro. For real. I appreciate what you do for us vets. Hey, no problem, man. I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, man, I go in, I try to help as many people as I can with the knowledge that I have. And I always ask you guys what your experience has been with certain situations that may have changed that I'm not aware of, right? And put your information here to help the next man out. There's no reason why we should have to pay for this information, because we're all experienced at it. We've all gone through it. We've all navigated the VA waters, bro. And we should be able to help each other instead of having to go to a service where they're going to charge us $800 to $1,000 to give you information that somebody in this chat has already been through. We should never have to go through that. The Black Mac line? No, not at all. Okay, you talking to Rick P. Let's see. And why you get your progress notes, look at them stand by the police officer in the VA and start screaming and throwing papers. Yeah, man, don't blow up when you read them notes, man, because they may not be what you think they are. Don't blow up. Don't go crazy. Keep your cool. Go outside and get in your car and read those notes. Or drive to the park, drive away from the VA and read those notes. If you got a short temper or you may blow up, don't do that there. Not unless you want to go up on the 5th floor or whatever floor they got psych on, because after you wake up, when they get through shooting you up, and after you wake up, you're not going to know where you are or how you got there. So don't do that. Let's see. Can you log on to My Healthy Vet and click on the blue button and read every doctor's note? Not every doctor's note. There are a lot of things on My Healthy Vet, but when it comes to like your most recent stuff, because I don't know how often they upload on My Healthy Vet. I don't know how quickly they upload information on My Healthy Vet, but you can go get some information off My Healthy Vet. I remember one time I had to get some information from where I had got a blood test, but that was a year ago. That damn, it happened a year ago. I'm not sure how quickly you can get it, Sarge, but I don't know how quickly it uploads on My Healthy Vet. I do know that in a week or two, well, I usually wait 3 weeks, you can go down and release the information and get it. And as often as these vets go to the VA hospital, they shouldn't have a problem going right down to release of information. The problem is it's hard to reach Social Security. How do I get to a level? You just asked. Yeah, I know, dude. It's a pain in the ass having to wait, and then you got to wait for them to call you back. But once you call them, They should call you back hour, 2 hour, 3 hours later. You're going to speak to someone and just tell them what you're trying to do. They should get you to the next person to give all your personal info so they can look it all up. You can also download your VA appointment doctor's notes about 2 to 3 weeks after. I don't know about that, man. I don't know if it goes that quickly to My Healthy Vet. I've never seen information in My Healthy Vet that quickly. I've never seen it. Unless they've changed a lot of stuff, bro. I've never seen it that quickly on My Healthy Vet. I'm being 100 on that. I've never seen it downloaded that quickly. Hey, man, I had a couple of female vets who have questions. Can I share the live with them and invite them? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Can CDRs be done while? Yes. Or have to come back? No. You don't have. Okay. At every U.S. embassy or U.S. consulate, there's a VA rep and there's a Social Security rep. This is why it's important when you move outside the country to let Social Security know where you are within 30 days of when you move. Okay? Because once they know where you are, right, they're going to set you up your CDR with the embassy. For me, it would be Bogota, right? If I had to come in and do an exam, if I had to do any kind of whatever in person, I would just go to the U.S. embassy. I would not have to go back to the States unless it was something like I had to do some kind of exam they couldn't perform in the country. I could only do the exam in the States. Excuse me. That's the only time I would need to go back to the States. But at every U.S. embassy or U.S. consulate, wherever country you're in, where there's a U.S. embassy or consulate, there's a VA rep and there's a Social Security rep. Ultimate Financial Group. Okay, you're telling him about this is for Biff. Okay, got it. The notes are generally there within 2 or 3 days. If you have a premium account, you can read it. Wow, it has changed, dude. I don't fuck with a whole lot of this stuff no more, dude. I don't have to. It has changed since the last time I did it. I appreciate y'all teaching me something. I did not know. Because I have a premium account, and it's easy to get a premium account. For those of you that don't have a premium account, you basically go to your primary doctor and let them know, right? Let you get a premium account. That way you can send them messages, you can make appointments, you can check your notes, stuff like that. But I have never known it to be that quick because I have no reason living here to even go on e-benefits. Excuse me, My Healthy Vet. When I was in the States, I had a reason to do it, to set my appointments, to refill my medication. But living overseas, I have no reason to go to My Healthy Vet because I'm seeing people here. I'm not seeing anyone in the States. And that's the other thing too. For those of you who are thinking about living overseas, if you want to keep your primary doctors that you have in the States, okay, you need to go and see them at least once every 2 years. If you want to keep that same psychiatrist, your same primary care doctor, because if you go after 2 years, you start all over. They're going to make you start completely over. And then you got to get a new primary healthcare doctor. You're going to get a new psych doctor or whoever else you're seeing. So I do that just so I can keep receiving my clothing allowance from the same location because I'm not quite sure how I get it overseas. I haven't figured that out yet, how I would get my clothing allowance or who I would send it to receive it overseas. But I go to my Phoenix VA once every 2 years to the same primary care doctor, to the same psych doctor, and I can file for my clothing allowance every year. That's what I do. But I know there's a way somehow where if I didn't go, there's somehow I can still file to get my clothing allowance. I just don't know how that's done yet. As soon as I figure that part out, I will let you guys know. Okay, you guys talking to each other. Let's see. I want to invest too. I get passive income. It will be hard to work physically. I understand this doesn't affect your Social Security allocation. Any suggestions? YouTube. No, real talk. Find some accounts that pay dividends or there's many different ways you can get passive income, dude. You can invest in property, buy some houses, or buy an apartment complex or condo and rent that out for passive income. I mean, there's tons of ways to do it, man. You just got to find something that you want to invest in, or you find an investment group. Say somebody wants to build some condos and they're looking for investors, and you invest, I don't know, 60, 70, 80,000 in the group, and they're looking to pay whatever amount out, however they pay it, monthly, quarterly, annually, however they do it. But you need to find something, dude, that you're going to benefit from the most, that you don't mind investing in. I get opportunities sometimes where people will come to me because of certain people that I know in Phoenix and go, hey, man, I'm thinking about building a theater. Would you like to invest in this? Nah, damn, I know theater. No, I'm good. Right. And you also want to check out the company or the individual. Find out as much as you can before you give this individual or this company this money. And I always tell people, only give what you can afford to live without, that you can afford to lose. Right. Because it's an investment. That doesn't mean it's a guarantee. Right. There's plenty of projects, and I've talked about this before, that you see around the cities and different countries where they started on this project. It was going to be a huge project. And then all of a sudden, there ain't no workers out there no more. That project now has grass growing all over it. Why? They ran out of money. So you got to be careful when you're doing investments as well. Don't just take the first thing that comes to you. You want to make sure it's somebody that's legit. The project's legit, because you got con artists out there, dude, that'll stand at a project. Yeah, this is my building. They don't even know who the guy is, and you writing them a check. So be careful with that. He's right on the doctor's notes. Okay, like I said, here I'm out of the loop when it comes to e-benefits and when it comes to My Healthy Vet, because I never have to use them here. Never. They call me, dude, like clockwork every Friday and tell me every appointment I have coming up for the week. They send out my medication. I don't have to call anyone for refills or anything. They got a schedule. On this particular date, boom, I come home, the damn guards downstairs got all my medication. Boom, I just take it upstairs with me. They make it so easy here. I don't have to do anything. When I needed a shower seat, didn't have to go nowhere, didn't have to do nothing. They had it delivered right to me. Didn't have to call anybody. Didn't do none of that. So I'm out of the loop when it comes to that part of it. So this is stuff that you guys know that I'm unaware of because I haven't used it now for a couple of years. Let's see. Do you keep some kind of routine? I feel like I have all this time on my hand, but nothing to do as I'm awaiting for my passport. Yes. What do you mean as far as like what I do on a daily basis besides go to a ton of appointments? I take a lot of trips. I go to a lot of these different cities throughout the city of Medellin, and then I'll go on, like tomorrow, I'm going on a trip that's like 3.5 hours away to another city. And, I'll take a flight occasionally to some of these other smaller cities around, like a 45-minute flight, 10-minute flight. I hang out with a lot of my friends. I go to a lot of these different parties that they have. They got a celebration every weekend here. Tell you what y'all do, man. Real talk. When y'all come to these countries, meet some locals. If you want something to do, meet some locals. They got friends that got parties every damn week. Every week. And just birthdays. Somebody got a raise. Somebody having a baby. Their kid's birthday. Their dad's birthday. Hell, it's all the same. Don't matter who birthday. They got an opportunity to celebrate. That's all they want to do. Have some fun. So get to know the locals wherever you're getting ready to move to, and they'll find your routine. Whether you were sitting in the house or not, they're gonna get you out the house. Trust me. Yes, I love secure message, and they call me the next day. Okay. Let's see. If you disagree with your VA doctor and nurse notes, just rebut with an email. Your email stays in your VA records to help you. That's a good point. That is an excellent point. That is the one good thing I remember about that was those emails, those records are there. They're not going away. So if that was an issue, say like you made an appointment and then they cancel it, and you know how They don't want to be the ones to get in trouble. They'll say you cancel it, and you don't know anything about it. You got a record of it right there to help you. If a rating is stat, can it be reduced when seeking an increase? Depends on how long you've had that rating. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Depends. You know, when you say stat, normally you're saying 5 years or longer. Can it be reduced after 5 years? Yes. Can it be taken away after 10 years? No. Can they do anything with it after 20 years? Absolutely not. After 20 years, it's what it is. There ain't nothing they can do. Nothing. Okay. So how long have they had it? You know, that's going to be the question about reducing or taking a rating away. All right, guys, been on for a minute. I got to get up early. And when I say early, I mean early. I got to get up at 5. That's something I rarely do. I got to get up at 5 in the morning because we hitting the road at 6. It's a 3.5 hour drive there, 3.5 hour drive back. I ain't looking forward to it, but everybody wanted to go see this place. It looked cool online, so definitely going to go check it out. But all right, guys, I appreciate everybody watching as always. I think I may do another video on Friday. I'm supposed to have a guest on Friday to come on and talk to you guys. So hopefully that will work out on Friday. What is this? No problem, Rick P. You have a great night. Hopefully everybody has a great night. Until the next time, guys, I am out.